Okay.
Sangeeta, I don't think you added the meet. You're not sharing your screen, I guess.
Yes, it is audible now. They have responded in the comment section.
Thank you so much, guys. We had a little issue here, and it's sorted now. So we welcome you to this lovely day's event, actually, which has been put together by some awesome women, actually DSC leads around across India. And it's a third day of a 3-day event. And on day one, actually, we had industry leaders. We had a panel discussion with industry leaders who shared amazing insights and their experiences with technology and being the women leading from the front. On day two, we had discussion on opportunities and scholarships. So today is the day 3, and we talk about diversity, and we talk about a lot of things that are relevant to all of you as students, as DSC leads, as supporters for fellow women to go ahead and do amazing things. So if you did not have a chance to go back to look into the videos of the last 2 days, please tap into it. Going ahead, actually, let us start our introductions. So we have amazing DSC leads from across India. So we have Ankita, we have Avani from Rajasthan, we have Chanchal from Gwalior, we have Nishita from Faridabad, Delhi, Palak, actually, we have her from tuning in from Mumbai, we have Sakshi Grover from Maharashtra, again Mumbai, and Sangeeta from Delhi, from Lasya from Vizag, Vanshika from Rajasthan, and Vaishnavi again from Mumbai. So welcome, girls. Very, very honored to have you on the panel today. Firstly, actually, I would like Ankita to please take on, please. So Ankita, please.
And I'm leading DSC at ASSMS College of Engineering, Pune. So it is a city in Maharashtra basically, and I'm a pre-final year student, and I'm more into web development, I must say, and I also like to work in a team. I'm a team player, so and organizing events, and also to help others by solving the doubts. To help juniors especially. I like to communicate with juniors and solve the doubts, and I also love teaching also. So we can say that by being on a stage, I mean, I love being on a stage, even though it's my, one of the most, it is one of the things that I most fear. That's actually the main reason I applied to become a DSC lead. So basically, I used to attend, events of other DSCs in Pune. So especially DSC VIT. So it is very, popular DSC in our Pune. So I used to attend there, and environment over there. So all the students or the participants who are coming in the sessions of the DSC, then the team working like that, then the DSC lead over there. So last year, Shreya was there, their former DSC lead. So the respect she used to have, then all the things they used to do for students for free. So that's when I set my mind up for the DSC, and I wanted DSC in my college too. I wanted to do this thing too. So then I applied for the DSC. Then I worked on myself. I worked on my technical skills. I built up my technical profile. Then I also worked on my personality, as I'm a very shy person. So I worked on my personality to build some confidence for the interview round and all. And now I'm here, sharing this session with you all. So I feel like good about it, and I'm leading a team now. So that's what I have.
Here actually can relate to your journey. And I think most importantly, when we are addressing our fears, as you said, your inhibitions to speak on stage made you come and take this up actually. That's the thing that we have to do, challenge our fears. So really awesome. Keep that awesomeness and keep rocking actually. We will hear more from you after going through everyone actually. Okay, hang in there. So, yeah, Avani Srivastava from Jaipur, Rajasthan. Please introduce about yourself.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Hello, everyone. I am Avni, and I'm the chapter lead for DSC JCRC University from Jaipur, Rajasthan. I'm right now in third year, and I am pursuing my BTech in computer science. Moreover, coming to DSC is something which has given me a type of a respect, a type of a fame, which in a college like everybody wants. Like DSC was there in my college from last year, and I used to see how an ecosystem is developed for the number of students. And what my passion was always to interact with people, to motivate them, to encourage them for being better. Because I had always seen people going on a crowd side, like everyone working over like in a row and going in a row. And my personal motive was is to discuss and is to create a system where people could have a, a basic type of a system where we all could have the separate domains where people could have a knowledge of every domain, because I had seen many people go in a same direction, and I don't want that, because there are lots and lots of places where we are not where we are lacking. So I just want to fulfill all that things, and hopefully this year we have somehow crossed that team. My team was I'm a teamwork person, and there was a team of like 20 to 23 people besides me working. So yeah, that is something which I had learned so far in DSC, that if you have a confidence, a resource, and especially a team where you can experiment anything. This is something you can kill and like everywhere. Ma'am, your voice, like your mic is off.
Yeah, truly, actually, very well said. So it's only when we conquer the fears that we have and go ahead with confidence, especially challenges are everywhere, but only those stories are heard and reiterated when we make a mark, when we conquer our fears. I wish you all the best, Avani. Again, more of you actually after a short introductions. Yeah. Next we have Chanchal from Gwalior. Chanchal, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us here today, and happy Women's Day to all the beautiful ladies out there. So I am Chanchal Vansal, a third year student pursuing bachelor's from Systems Institute of Technology, Gwalior. So talking about DSC, DSC becomes previous year in my campus. So we were just like new, and I just attend their onboarding process. So I become a member, not a core team member. So I attend the events like regular attendee. So being a regular attendee, I get to learn about more and more, and then I gain my skills and I skilled up myself. So that then when the applications roll out, my ex TSC lead Ayush Sharma sir called me, they tell me that you should fill the form. Then I was like, sir, don't have that much experience. So sir was like you should fill the form. So I just filled the form, and then he was more confident than me that you will got selected. And the application process was so smooth, and the interviewer was so amazing. So being a student of computer science, I do programming and development, so that's how I skilled up myself. And I just made my core team, and I just handled my DSC all over the my campus. So that was really a good experience for me. And yeah.
Wow, what a journey again. So actually, as you said, there is so much of a role that our allies play. Many a times we don't have confidence in ourselves, but
Yeah.
people around us who know us so well, they are like, okay. And I think that is the confidence that we have to develop in ourselves. It is we who many a times, prevent ourselves from taking up new opportunities and all that. And that fear, if we are able to conquer, we can conquer the world. So I wish
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. That's so true.
you have taken the first step, and I'm sure you'll take a lot more.
Yes,
So
I will
going
do my
ahead,
best.
yeah, Nishita, please from Faridabad, please introduce yourself.
Thank you, ma'am. Hello. Hello, everyone. Fun intended. My name is Nishtha Singh, and I'm leading developer student clubs at Manav Rachna International Institute of Research and Studies, Faridabad. Well, people consider me as a polymath. Science and technology have always been at the forefront of my interests. And other than that, psychology, space science, quantum mechanics, and other different intersection that I have, you can interact with CS, that you can bring about the changes in the world. And I've also worked in the intersection of technology and environmental science under CEO of Global Footprint Network Laurel Henscom in San Francisco Bay Area. I represented India at the international level. I believe this is one of my achievements that contributed a lot in me becoming a DSC lead. And that was one proud moment when I represented India in the US with people from all around the world. And is like amazing. Other than that, from all the academics and quantum computing and computer science, I am just a woman who loves to hike, cook, and take care of her health. Thank you.
Wow, that was so diverse and yet so intense, actually. So, all the best to you, Nishita. Very interesting bio you have there. And I'm sure actually it has helped you very much, take a spot as the DSC lead, because DSC lead, as I know, actually is not about only acads. It's about how diverse interests you have, how rich the interests are, and how much value you can add to the ecosystem. Those
Yes.
are some of the factors that are there when selecting. And I'm sure actually all these experiences have really helped you to be where you are today. All the best. Many more
Thank you,
success
ma'am.
in the future. Yeah. Going ahead, actually, let's have an introduction with Palak Mantri from at Mumbai, Maharashtra. Yeah, Palak.
Thank you, ma'am. Firstly, a happy Women's Day to everyone. And starting from my introduction, I am Palak Mantri, the third year computer engineering undergraduate at Veer Mata Jijabai Technological Institute, Mumbai, Maharashtra. Well, I have been selected as an intern at Morgan Stanley for this summer, and I am currently exploring cloud computing and data science. I'm the founder and lead of Developer Student Club BJPI and helping students for their project building activities. I'm also a part of Girl Script Foundation and a mentor for community of coders. With the experience of all these communities, I have developed a keen interest in me to learn new concepts each day and share and acquire my knowledge in this journey. With DSC, I am exploring various games and keeping workshops, learning with my team, and uplifting myself. Looking forward to this session.
Wonderful. I really love what you said actually when you're saying a continuous learner, because I think all of us actually at some point or the other we have to be, constant learners actually. Like that, like constantly on the treadmill where we have to keep, at that pace we have to keep so that we stay at the same place and still we have to be moving actually. It's that fine line actually where we have to have that delicate balance. And I'm so glad all of you are doing it so well. All the best. Moving ahead, actually, let's have an introduction with Sakshi Grover from Mumbai, Maharashtra. Hi, Sakshi. Welcome.
Hello, thank you, ma'am, for introducing me. So, hi, I'm Sakshi Grover, DSC Lead, Usha Mittal Institute of Technology, SNTT Women's University, and I'm pursuing third year computer science engineering. On behalf of my entire team, I wish you all a very happy Women's Day. I belong to an all women's university with a motto of Sanskrita's Three Parashakti, which means an enlightened woman is a source of infinite strength, and I cannot agree with it more. I love developing solutions to real life scenarios and have been associated with multiple teams to brainstorm ideas and solutions. When I first became the DSC lead, the most challenging thing was garnering participation for the events and especially in the virtual scenario. But I had a back of my immensely talented team, and I also want to thank them for being with me for so long. My main interests revolve around technology, finance, and science fiction. My today's introduction is incomplete without the mention of a few women who have had a major impact on my life. My mother, who is my greatest source of inspiration, and the professors at my institute. I owe my achievement to them. Thank you.
Wow. I really love how you've taken a minute to say thanks to them, actually. That's so needed. In fact, that was one of the things that I was telling, actually. Our journey remains incomplete without acknowledging their support and their constant, being there with us, actually, in some way or the other. So, and as you said, actually, this pandemic has been challenging for all of us, especially being the leader, being where we are, actually. Many things we don't know. We suddenly it's the first time for all of us, how to organize events, how to conduct it seamlessly, how to gain a lot of audience. Actually, it's not only from our side, it's like everything, and until everything happens properly, the event doesn't happen. So in a way, it's actually a good leadership skill, because here we are doing everything, some part or the other, and having a great team, having a good being a good team member also is very important. And I'm sure, actually, all of you must be learning immensely with this journey. All the best to you all, actually. So moving ahead, let's talk to Sangeeta Jha from Delhi. Welcome, Sangeeta. Please introduce yourself. Wow. Firstly, actually, being a student and coming to you is not a small thing, actually, especially because there's a lot of orientation difference, actually, and I'm so happy you took that. That way, you're like, now, actually, if you ask me, you're like having the best of both the worlds. And now, since you have been there, you know some things which most of us don't even think about, actually. So that's a great thing to have in that dimension. Again, being in web development, having UX UI is something that even I am passionate about. So, and I know how intriguing it is. All the best to you. And again, your support system again, who says, try it. Because I think I want to share this with you. There is a saying that we always go by, which is like, agar humko kuch aata nahi hai, if we are not aware of something, first let us. It's a great opportunity to start, actually, because then we get to learn something. लेकिन अगर हमने कोशिश ही नहीं की, what if we even did not try it? Then there are chances of losing are like 100%, isn't it? And I totally believe that. So it's good that you all took this leap of faith. All the best. Going ahead, actually, we have Sri Lasya from Vizag, Andhra University. Yes, Sri Lasya, please introduce yourself.
Thank you, ma'am. Hello, everyone. And before I introduce myself, I wish everybody a happy Women's Day. And I believe that this is just not for women, but for men as well, because they play an important part in, equalizing the gender difference. So this is for them to celebrate and recognize as well. And the secondly, I'm very glad that we're doing this event, this 3-day event together. And thank you, ma'am, for being a part and taking our time for doing this wonderful initiative. All right, so coming to me, I was always a curious kid ever since childhood. So I've been very active in my school and throughout my college life. So I started out as a vice president digital content for another club in my college called the Communicons, and that's when I started. That's where I initially started curating content and started doing poster designing and stuff. So then my interest slowly molded towards web front end web development and UI UX design, and I do a little bit of UI UX design every now and then. But I started with web development, and then I worked with a few startups as a front end web developer, and then I took a turn to data science, and then I slowly started with data analysis, and then data science, and then machine learning. And right now I'm working on applications of deep learning and working on building projects on the same. But apart from all of these, my interests lie in entrepreneurship and finance, because I have been a part of a few startups and I have seen how they work closely. So I really like entrepreneurship, and my interest lies towards stuff like that. And as you all know, I'm a DSC lead and an MLH mentor. So that is precisely about me, and I'm super excited for the session. Thank you.
Wow. I last year is from my term, so I'm like all kicked off about this. That you're part of this, and it's amazing to see how you all this initiative itself is something so different. Actually, I'm sure it mustn't there might not have been many of such ones, but I'm very happy that you girls came together to do something very good for you as a community, but also very good for cross collaboration. Actually, cross community collaboration, because you know the strengths of others whom you can rope in if you want anything actually, and that is awesome. Going ahead, actually, we have Vanshika Garg from Banastali, Rajasthan. Vanshika, can you please introduce yourself?
Sure, ma'am. Thank you. I'm audible. Can somebody confirm?
Yes, you are.
All right.
I think on the YouTube live, like last year's introduction was not audible.
Sangeeta was also not audible.
Sangeeta and Lasya both, it seems.
Yep.
Are we audible? Can someone
Actually, last year was audible. Sangeeta was not audible.
Yeah, I think Sangeeta wasn't audible, but let us go to Sangeeta after Vanshika. Vanshika, yes, Vanshika, please go ahead. Vanshika, you're not audible.
Vanshika, you're on mute.
You're on mute, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. So happy Women's Day to all the lovely ladies present here. So this is Vanshika. I am the lead at DSC chapter at Banastali Vidyapeeth, which is in Rajasthan. I'm also pursuing Bachelor's of Technology in Computer Science. I have always believed in, building good things together, and I'm super passionate about inventing and investing in ideas. I help students to learn things practically. So it occurs to me that, I have heard this somewhere that if there is a need and, if there is a desire, then all we need is a spark. And that spark is today. Right now, we all 10 ladies are present over here. We are committed to elevating women in technology who have, desire to grow in their career. So that's how I became the DSC lead, and that spirit and that spark turned out to be where I'm here, where I'm present here today. So this is all about me. Thank
Wow,
you.
Vanshika. That's amazing, actually. I'm so happy to see how you are trying to help fellow. All of you, I think, have the common, trait of helping fellow students actually come up and overcome their challenges. And I think that is why you are here today talking about all of this. All the best to you. Much more power to you in many ways. Yeah, Sangeeta, can you please introduce yourself? I think we lost you. Can you go again, please?
Yeah. Can anyone confirm me if I'm audible now or not?
Yeah, Sangeeta, you were audible.
Okay, thank you so much. So, give my introduction back again. I'm Sangeeta Jha and I am the DSC lead currently at Indira Gandhi Delhi Technical University for Women, Delhi, India. And I'm pursuing BTech in IT from Indira Gandhi Delhi Technical University. And I have a keen interest in information technology. I love to explore the breakthroughs of technology and I love to design user intuitive experiences. I'm a person with great interest in like web designing and web development. I have a keen interest in biology and technology also, and I have shifted my background from technology to technology. My keen interest was in biology, but I have developed some interests in exploring the technological fields and what power technology have to change the world. So the my person who stand beside me always is my father. I was not very well versed with all these. Like I am very introvert. I'm not able to speak in front of people. I was not able to speak in front of people, but my father has always supported me and guided me to go for everything I want to do. And this was the time I wanted to go for DSC lead, and I went for DSC lead, and I succeeded for it. This led to my an incoming internship at Adobe, and this is my great journey so far. Looking forward to have a great journey ahead.
Awesome. Love the way you spoke about your father and your journey, actually. All the best to you, Sangeeta. Yeah. And finally, we have Vaishnavi Dwivedi from Mumbai, Maharashtra. Vaishnavi, please introduce yourself.
Thank you, ma'am. First of all, happy International Women's Day to all the ladies out there. And I'm really honored to be a part of this panel with all of the remarkable women that we have been introduced to now. And I'm Vaishnavi, and I'm an computer engineering student at Ram Rawadik Institute of Technology, which is in Navi Mumbai, in Maharashtra. And a little bit about myself would be when I entered my college in first year, the moment I entered my floor, there was this poster about developer student clubs. There was a developer student club a few years back which couldn't sustain since there were some technological difficulties that we faced, and it was disbanded after some point. But I looked at that poster in my first year and I was very excited that there is an initiative by Google and there's a club there where we can all come together and collaborate. But in first year, I thought that maybe it's too early for me to go ahead with this opportunity. So what I did instead was with my first year, like when I went on to my second year, I formed a small club of my own where we all came together. We teach each other the things that we like and the things that inspired us or we learned from different sources. And we call that group "Hum Kisi Se Kam Nahi" because we all believed in that fact that we can come together and we can make things possible even if we don't have the resources to do so. So that was something that really motivated me to eventually apply for developer student clubs and to be a lead at my campus. And this is the first time that we were able to successfully launch a club in our campus, and it was amazing to do that. I mean, all the leadership experience that I had beforehand in startups, in other opportunities that I had the privilege to be a part of, helped me in being a good leader to my community members. So I'm really glad to be here, and I hope to have a good session, good conversation with you all today. Thank you so much.
Wow, that sounds so interesting actually. Firstly, you are all remarkable and सच्ची में किसी से कम नहीं है. So, and you should take up more and more challenges. And this is really, I see a lot of similarity between other chapters and this as well, because there are a lot of chapters where initiate hua tha, again it came down, but it is again that bouncing back, that resilience that you have shown actually. I am glad you took it up because कहीं तो first step होना चाहिए, कहीं तो शुरुआत होनी चाहिए, and I'm so glad there are a lot of you over here in today's panel actually who are first timers. We will come to that, but firstly, actually, I want to go to the next question. So we've heard all of you say, you know, DSC is something that really helped you change your perspective and all that. It taught you something in different capacities. So Nishita, I want to ask you, can you share your DSC journey and the impact it has had on you?
Oh, yeah, I would love to. So, when I talk about my DSC journey, it was quite different than all of the wonderful ladies that I'm sharing the platform with today, since all of them had experience, and my DSC journey started in the first semester itself. And with that, it was like I entered college, and there is a stereotype about tier 3 universities that you don't get opportunities there, that you don't get the crowd that you want to be around. And I felt that I need people who are as interested as me in the technology around me, but I couldn't find it, and I was really disappointed. And what I did, that I tried to form my own club. I was like, since there is no, I couldn't find any information on the existing clubs, and so I was like, let me just start my own club. And I tried to go literally ask every fresher if they would want to join a club where they could start their learning new technology right from the first semester, because people start learning technology so late in their career, like in sixth semester or seventh semester. I wanted to change that from the very first semester, and that was quite interesting. We got some people, but what happened at the end is when HOD got to know about it, so they were like, "We will disband your club since there are already many existing societies in the college that you could use." And I was very disappointed about it, but so that's how I got introduced to the existing lead at that moment. She recognized my effort. She saw that this student who's in her first year, and she's still going out of her way to make sure that the people around her are learning, and that she is motivating others, even though sometimes she doesn't know everything. She's just passionate about one thing, that is uplifting others, that is teaching others, that is motivating others to their full potential. And when the applications opened for the DSC lead, she was like, "Nishta, I want you to apply for it." And I was like, I'm not sure. What are you talking about? I am just in my first year. I am definitely doing some things that are good, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to lead a club. I'm ready for that kind of responsibility. But you know how butterfly are, like, they cannot see their wings. Someone spotted for them. And she was that person for me. She spotted that talent in me. She said, "Nishta, no, I know, I see something in you, and I want you to believe me." And I'm like, "Okay, I believe you. And I want you to give your best throughout the process." And she said that even though there will be competitors, you are not just the only competitor. You will be competing with your seniors for the positions, but I want you to do your best. And so throughout the process, I didn't focus on what internships everyone did. I didn't focus on what was in their resume. I focused on mine. And that taught me that, comparison, it just exists over here. It's in your imagination. In reality, it doesn't exist. What matter is what you are most passionate about. And I guess that kind of showed throughout my interview when like there were 4 people from my university who were cleared for the interview, and I was in my first year. Others were in fourth year or third year. But I guess what changed the trajectory for me from the rest of the people was my passion towards lifting the culture in my college. And I am forever grateful for Sonakshi Dee that she recognized that in me. If not for her, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't know that I could lead a club. I wouldn't know that I would have those leadership qualities that I have now. But and when I started leading that club as well, I people had stereotypes about me that she's young. How is she gonna lead a club of there will be people, she would have to interview her seniors, she would have to interview people who will be above her, who has more qualifications than her, and they were like, she won't be able to do it. But I guess I'm sitting here and I'm doing it very well. And I will still thank Sonakshi Ji and all of the people, mentors, this DSC community who never made me feel like that, I'm any different. Every time I face a difficulty, I reach out to my girl group and I'm like, this is what I'm facing. How can I deal with it? And I guess that's what community is all about. It's
Absolutely.
not about,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Go ahead.
if you're facing a problem, you have this community that you can rely on, that you can put your back on. And I'm so glad to be a part of this community and be the person, be the Sonakshi to another butterfly that I will be spotting very soon. Thank you.
Wow, so well said. I can so much relate to this because, as community leaders, all of us go through this. And I think this is more of a sisterhood that we are developing because it's just as you say, right? Lift as you climb. So we are climbing and we are pulling people up actually because we want to pass on what we have got. So in some way, we are like having that obligation just as you said, that butterfly. And your Meenakshi, these are all over, trust me. Uh, Everywhere actually. And everyone all of us have the capacity to become that Meenakshi bees for a lot more actually. And that is the beauty of these communities. We lift and we climb actually. First we climb, we lift, then this is the cycle that keeps going on. And together we all rise. These are the quotes actually of women tech makers, of these DSC communities and all. And they couldn't be true in any other scenario. And so good to hear these stories of resilience, of how we are all bouncing back. And I'm so delighted to hear that you chose to be the change you wanted to see in the world. Like they might not have been a forerunner or something, but you wanted to make that change. So it's so inspiring to hear all this. Much more power to you, Nishita.
Thank you,
Again,
ma'am.
yeah, thank you so much. So going on to Sangeeta. So Sangeeta, how about sharing your DSC journey, the impact that it had on your life, on what you wanted to do, your priorities and all. Can you please share on that?
Yes, ma'am, sure. So my journey started same as Nishtha. My journey started in the first sem of my
Sangeeta?
college.
Okay, we'll come back to her.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. We are not able to see you. Yes, Sangeeta.
Okay, so my journey started in the first sem as Nishtha. In my first sem, when I entered my college, like I didn't know about any technologies to learn, what to learn. There were so many. So DSC, I attended the orientation of DSC, and it led me to a mentorship program that had that interested myself. The program put me into a mentorship session under web development, and I, along with two seniors, used to work on a small project. So I was a very, very beginner. I didn't know much of it. My seniors helped to discover me my interest, that was web development. That started my journey to the technological field and to the management field and to the every field I am in now. In my second semester, it was a chance for me to like become a DSC lead, and I applied for it. I applied for it under the guidance of the previous lead, but unfortunately I was not selected for the reference part. In my third year, I applied again, and this time I took some guidance from my seniors, and I made a video that I showed to my all the relatives and all the close friends so that I could know about what is on my mistake, like what failed me to do, what led me to my failure in the second year. So this year it was very fortunate for me. that I got an interview mail. So the message popped up and I got very nervous because I've not given any interview till that date. So I scheduled my interview for the next day and I was very nervous, but the interview was very chill. He was like very cool and calm that like his expression and his reactions led me to speak up my mind. Like I hadn't prepared anything, but I speaked up everything I could, and it was the one of my best interview I had. And after a day, one message popped up, and this I was so happy, and it was such a proud moment for me for being selected as a DSC IGDQW lead. So DSC has given me a lot of things like management, exploring the various technologies I have in the other fields, managing the workshops, managing the sessions, the webinars, talking to other seniors or other industry experts for some sessions and hosting under them has given me immense pleasure to work as a DSC lead. In my campus, I have got respect from every one person, be it be senior or be junior. I have got respect from every one of us as a DSC lead. So it's like a life changing moment for me for getting selecting as a DSC lead. Thank you.
Wow, so inspiring. Honestly, actually, they say कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. So true, actually, isn't it? You just as Nishita was saying, actually, Nishita, she was saying she just, approached first time, and again, it didn't happen, or somebody else spotted it. There is a time frame, actually, generally second year, third year, and all that. But the resilience that you girls are showing, एक बार नहीं हुआ फिर भी, you know from your seniors how to approach it. What are the things that you're not doing correctly? A great way to re-strategize, to think about it, and do it all over again. There is an inherent message over here which says don't give up, because many times they say in final year you won't be selected and on. I know many actually who got selected in final year. I know many who got selected in first year. Anything is possible. But what is possible if we don't even try? If we are like, yes, a theek nahi hai and all that, if we give up at the first place, isn't it? So good to see your resilience. And glad you had such a lovely interview, actually. It is also a blessing. But I think actually it's, uh, how well they are positioning actually to take you into your comfort zone and talk to you about your passions, your things that interest you, that you're really passionate about. Those things come out only when you are calm, when you are actually in your comfort zone. I'm glad actually all of you had such lovely interviews, actually. Good. Going on to the next question. So I want to ask you, Vanshika, how could you leverage being a DSC lead to tap into more opportunities? Can you throw some light on this?
All right. So to be honest, if I talk about DSC getting like opportunities over here, it would be like really tough to be telling only one opportunity, because I have made thousands of opportunities over here from past 7 months. As it is said, right, that you learn better when you connect with the same ideology and enthusiasm. At BSc, I got the opportunity to connect with like-minded people. I was able to make valuable connections with amazing developers and professionals that that boosted my tech career holistically. I was selected as a GHCR scholar. I was selected as a mentor at MLH Tesseract Coding, and I was awarded as a 2121 award by Girls to Foundation and Pratibha Award by Eaton. So there are like limitless possibilities that I got over here. So if there is one thing that I learned in my life is that when you start your journey, you don't know where to start and where are you going to end. So when you start with an end and how the road ends, it depends on how we are anchored in solving the problem. So I would like to share one quote on the behalf of all the leads present on screens and off screens, that ना थके थे कभी ना कभी हिम्मत हारी है, ना थके थे कभी ना कभी हिम्मत हारी है, और सिला है जिंदगी में कुछ कर दिखाने का, इसलिए अभी भी सफर जारी है. So thank you. That's all about the opportunities I would like to share.
Wow, so well said. Na thake the, na kabhi हारेंगे. Wow. Going on to the next question, actually, how being a DSC enabled you to help your community? Can you take this question, Avani? how being a DSC enabled you to help your community. So, can you talk about that?
Yes, ma'am, surely. Actually, when it comes to DSC was something which was not in just in my college, but overall it was at a large scale in every city, at every state, at every country. So when it comes to DSC, I always say to my team that if you are in DSC, just utilize that thing. Like it is an achievement for you to compete and to compare yourself with the outside world, because deep down when we are in college we can limit ourselves in a certain limit, like okay, this is a community of a college and we are staying there. But when it comes to DSC, eventually if I said about me, uh, I came to know like who I am and where I stand in the world, like what are my weaknesses and what are the things I need to improve on. So yeah, DSC is somewhere I came like uh, we can fight, we can compete, and we can do experiments within the world, because this is a place where it is not just limited to me or you. It is for everyone, and everyone could come. And moreover, like DSC opens our opportunity to various like various other programs like GDEs, women techniques, and where we can utilize ourselves, and like we can open our doors for the opportunity as if like at the best.
Yeah, so well said. Actually, it is just the beginning. There's a lot more ground to cover. Actually, absolutely. So, what is your take on this, last year? So, how did being a DSC enable you to help your community and give back?
Okay, so if I talk personally, this was the first time I was part of a global community immediately after my second year. And although I have been to a lot of global events, I was never a part of a community. So, if you talk about me personally, I got to know how huge this is and what kind of events or what kind of personal aspects that a lot of people indulge in, and a lot more technologies, and uh, the exploration that goes behind every person's hard work. I could actually see that, and that impacted me a lot. And I have always been trying to showcase that to my community, because now they get to be a part of the community through me, to a global community. And I think a lot of people have leveraged that part where they could connect and they could get to know about the events which were happening all over the world under the name of DSC. And apart from that, a lot of people have learned newer technologies, got to know about different stuff, and be it through my DSC or through any other DSC. So I think it has helped us expand our horizons to the next level.
Wow, very well said. True, actually, it really expands your horizons because you are now pitched to doing more, to doing better. And if you don't see actually what is the possibility, then there is no point, right? But when you see, then the sky is the limit. You are the limitation. So just set up yourself, put yourself apart, and then see actually you can just reach to the sky. I want to talk to you, Ankita, how DSC enhanced your horizons actually. So can you talk about that?
Yeah, so thank you, Mom, for asking this question to me. So basically, this is the first time we have DSC on our campus, and I'm the first lead ever. So that's why everyone was very excited actually to know what it is all about, what is DSC, then the Google, obviously, it is a brand. So like everyone around me was very excited, and the people who already knew about DSC, like my seniors, some of my seniors, so they also helped me got connected with many of the seniors. So as I said before, I'm not a very uh, you know um, extroverted person. I talk so much, but only in my friend group. So like I don't go and talk with seniors or make friends by going to them directly. So that's why. So after becoming a DSC lead, I have to connect with other people. I have to contact my seniors. Even they contacted me or themselves. So that's one of the best things that happened to me, because obviously seniors are our mentors, and they teach us a lot. And everyone says that if you have good friends and seniors, That's one of the best thing you can have in a college. So then also our teachers were very excited too to get to know more about DSC, and they used to ask me, like they used to help me with anything I needed for the club. Uh, let's say for permission from HOD sir or permission from principal sir. So they helped me a lot, and I got to know, or since like I got to know many more teachers, which I didn't know before. They now got to know that yeah, there is this DSC club which is led by Ankita. There is this girl named Ankita who is doing a community event in our college and helping other students. So like if there is anything now, if anything new is coming up, like any say internship opportunities or any startup opportunity or any hackathon opportunity or anything, or if any new community is building in my college, teachers or say my juniors and my classmates also ask me, like they tell me that we are going to build this community, so and so community, would you help us what to do, or they just ask me a lot of questions, they get help from me, and I love that because as I already said in my intro that I love to help people, and at that point I really feel that yeah, like I did something good, that I can help them now, that I know more about building a community, and that these people know that yeah, we can rely on Ankita for building a community, and she can give this answer to us, which will help us to build it easily. So like yeah, that's how and then also the connections and the friends I got over here, all the former DSC leads, for the all of the sessions we are taking by doing collaborations from there. I got connected with so many of former DSC leads, so many of have become now friends. So like that's also one of the best things, and all the connections I got with them, all of the inspiring people like you, ma'am, then also all of the leads in the session also. So like that's also one of the things that I got, and that's the best thing I have got from the DSC, like the very good, very good connections too.
Wow. As you said, actually, it's honest. It's truly a prestige for the college also. So they want to encourage you all the more actually because they see you as the torch bearer, those somebody who has taken the first step, and it's truly very inspiring to see how one thing makes all the difference. It's like slowly change happens. Actually, one thing leads to the other, and especially seeing a girl lead like this is very inspiring when it comes to something like this. So everybody, these are our, if you ask me, they are the stakeholders who really care for us, who have a say and who want us to succeed. Actually, they support us from all sides. Actually, so again, this community collaborations that you are talking about is really very good for colleges because that will help in this holistic development. It's like एक community दूसरे के लिए help करे. That is when क्योंकि there are many things. All of many times it may be first time for all of you. Don't know what to do, how to go about it. But when you are connecting to other communities, somebody else can chip in various ways, either to give a talk or to share something technical discussion or a workshop, or that way we get to know more opportunities. They get to know. It's like lot happens over cross community collaborations. I am so happy you took this up. All the best. Uh, one Vaishnavi, actually, what do you have to say on this? What is your take on this?
Thank you, ma'am. So when I was in school, I used to be like the student which sits at the back of the class, and I didn't care about anything else. I just studied, and that was it. And that too, I was not interested in studying what was being taught, but more about other things that are out there. But when I went to college, when I started looking around, when I started looking at people, leaders, different communities that are there, I got very inspired by that. But then when I actually became a leader, initially there were a lot of problems because it was like I wanted everything to be perfect. All the posters, all the designs, all the forms, I wanted every detail to be perfect, and that was a problem because I wanted to do everything on my own. And I was like, okay, you won't be able to do it because you won't do it as I expect you to do it. So, and that was a problem because, and because, like, it was hindering my delegation of tasks. So DSC, the whole DSC experience over the time that I built trust with my fellow community members, my core members, my community catalysts, as I call them, because they facilitate the whole process of helping the members of the community and helping me as well in doing all the tasks. So I can trust them now. I can trust people to do the things that I in the way that I want them to do it, because I have gotten better at communicating my thoughts and my ideas in the way that I want to portray something. So that is something that is a very crucial thing to being a leader, because delegating responsibilities is the first thing that you need to know as a leader, and it always plays a very important role. And that is one of the most significant things that I learned throughout my journey as a DSC lead in the past 7 months. And yeah, I think it made me a better leader, and that would help me in so many other things. Like that made me a better manager at work, and it made me like a better entrepreneur, and any other leadership position that I would hold in the future. It has prepared me for that, and I think those are the kind of horizons that have been enhanced with respect to let's say my experience. So yeah, I think.
Wow, I couldn't agree more to each word that you said, because being this is an opportunity where all of you are trained to become leaders in your own capacity, and delegation is one of the key factor in becoming a good leader. Because as you said, we all start out saying nobody does it as good as me, but again, come on, we ourselves cannot do just about everything. But and it also it brings a strife in our community also. They are like ye kisi ko kuch batati nahi, khud apne aap kar rahi hai. From that, going to being a team person, a teamwork and all that, the way that it evolves, we also grow in the process. Kyunki we build trust, we build allies, actually we build companions. ये सब अपने strength में आते हैं actually. The way that things are built, the companionship, the comradeship, the and then the final product that evolves, the ownership that we have on it is priceless actually. हमको बहुत अच्छा लगता है क्योंकि we have all done it as a group. Trust me, actually, when you do things as a team, the joy is boundless. You feel so much in it, because every small thing is not, it's not like मेरा अपना है, it's like हम सबका है और हम सबने इस काम में किया. There's so much joy in it. I'm so happy, and this is again, as you said, the first trait of being a good leader. I'm so happy you touched upon this point, and it cannot be de-emphasized in any way. Actually, it is a very critical thing in being a good leader. All the best. I wish all the best for all of you to be great leaders going ahead. Actually, we may get many more opportunities going forward, but never forget that if you're pulling the team across along whenever you're going, actually, the scope is more, you get more success. Yeah, so going to the next question, I want to ask actually Palak. So I have heard you say that you have been the first time DSC in your college. So how did you make it happen? What are the kind of challenges you faced? Can you talk about that?
Yes, ma'am. So this is the first time we are setting up DSC in my college, but we already have an established coding community. So my challenge was, how do I establish DSC in a way that it serves a different purpose rather than just serving the purpose that the already existing community teaches people. So my main intention was to bring out a different perspective out of developer student club. And throughout my journey, I have been trying that to either collaborate with other communities existing or bring out some new events possible. So in that, there is some biasness that we see that, okay, I like this community more, I like that community more, and that is fine for all the women out there, and for everyone who is establishing a new community. There will be challenges for you, but what you have to remember is that it's okay if less people come to attend your event. For those who come, it is necessary for you to
handle them well. And even if two people learn, it's fine for us. But those two people should learn really very properly. And this is a line which I always tell myself whenever I am like low on the count of the attendees in my session, or some biasness that we follow, that it's not about the position you have or the things that you have. It's about the lives you touch, the impact that you make, and the people you uplift. That is all that you would need to run a community. And it's okay. Start slow, but start really well, quality over quantity. So yeah, that's what I would want to say.
So very well said. I cannot say it better than that. So I'll leave it here actually. So very well said. Going to the next question, actually, I want to ask you, Chanchal. So how has this COVID phase been? Did it help you in any way? Can you share about it?
Yeah, sure. As like COVID-19 sucks, so due to COVID, everything comes to virtual phase. Our education system start running virtually through various online platform which are we never had listen ever. So being a DSC lead, we have to switch to virtual. So and this thing really helps us to do such a great collaborative events like DSC Wow, TCC, Fireside Century, and now Women's Week. So this I got some amazing connections from these collaborations and many more friends. So if COVID was not there, so we would not never have did these collaborations. So I met so many amazing people globally, like not Indian only. I met globally people, and I did some events from them. So yeah, COVID changed the life, you can say.
Wow. You know, I heard people saying COVID changed my life, or it was so depressing and all. It's so good to hear that it about its positive aspects. So wow, thank you so much for that. So
Thank
going
you.
to the next question, I would want to ask you, Sakshi, how do you take this legacy of being a DSC lead forward? Can you quickly take this question?
Yes, ma'am. So I would just like to start by quoting Robert Frost. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, and I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. I have come a long way, and there is a long way ahead. My tenure will end at as a DSC lead, but this does not take away the opportunity or the chance to share my learning with others. I still have the capacity. I still have my friends all over around the world, which I have made here, that we can make something amazing out of this even after that tenure ends. This year, I have taken up a challenge to reach out to as many students from the underprivileged sections of our society to uplift them in terms of technology and computer literacy. I have been involved in this in the past, and I would like to take it up to a more higher level wherein we could provide them with more resources and availability of a better platform for them. I would like all the DSC leads around the globe to come forward for this and take this to something which could make an impact, a proper impact on the society. Also, the success does not come very easily. It is onto the heels of the failures which I have achieved, and so like taking them as taking the failures as our stepping stones towards the success. I'm sure that I will try to keep this legacy on by sharing my knowledge with as many people as I could, and that's how I would like to take the DSC legacy forward.
Wow, very well said. Woods are lovely, dark and deep, but you do have promises to keep. Keep your promises. Don't forget your allies, actually. Going to the next question, I would want to ask you, Palak, if you have any role models that you look up to. What about them inspires you?
Yes, ma'am. So she's the founder of Girl Script Foundation, Anuga Maneshwar, and I kind of relate with her because she is also growing her community from the scratch, and now she has so many people with her, and she's continuously and consistently working to grow and inspire others. This is what something that inspires me about Anuga ma'am. And the second thing is Sudha Murthy ma'am. Her humbleness and her simplicity in life. She has achieved so many things, yet so grounded and humble is what I really look up to. And I would really want all the girls out there to post in their comment section your role models so that even we can learn about them.
Absolutely. Yes. Everybody, please keep posting about your role models and what about them inspires you. That will be a great read for all of us and inspiring to others who are looking at this. Going ahead, actually, I want to ask you, Vaishnavi, is it important to have an active social presence for more opportunities? So, how has it helped you?
So, like on LinkedIn and other platforms that are there, like Twitter, these two are especially more popular for developers in that sense, because there are a lot of developer related opportunities on these two platforms. Even GitHub, Kaggle, these are the platforms that are specific to certain people. Like if you're into data science, then Kaggle is the go-to platform for you. And if you're a developer in that, like if you're a general developer, like a web developer or any kind of developer for that matter, then GitHub, like having a good GitHub profile always helps you out, because it's essentially your extended resume. You showcase your projects. You have your code written out there, and people can see how good of a coder you are. Because at the end of the day, that is the only thing that that is the one thing that matters. Not the only thing, but the one thing that matters when hiring for a software engineer role, or for any role for that matter, which requires coding. So and for LinkedIn, I would say that personal brand, having a personal brand is always a plus point, because if you have a trusted network of people who can relate to whatever you are facing in your daily lives, or people who have done similar things, or people who are in the domain that you aspire to be a part of, you can go on and contact them, you can network with them, you can learn from their experiences, how they approached their journey, and what kind of roadmap they took, just to understand how they reached wherever they did. And if you want to reach at the same place, you can follow their instructions, their guidance, you can connect with them, you can seek a referral from them. But they will only be able to give those things if you have a credible online presence, if your profile is optimized enough for them to look over. Because a referral is a two-way street, because if someone is giving you a referral for a certain job, it's their like their sort of kind of like they are recommending someone. So if it's good, then it will benefit them as well, because everyone will say that, okay, this person, he or she has recommended this intern or this software engineer. So it's a two-way street, and in order to be credible, you have to have a good social media presence. A good presence on LinkedIn would do for now, I'd say, because any other social media is very, very distracting. And on LinkedIn, you can read content from people who are doing inspiring things, who write about their vulnerabilities, who write about their experiences, their takeaways on courses, and other opportunities. So you can seek those opportunities on these platforms. And if you want to be productive, I think LinkedIn is the best platform to be on today. And I'm saying that because I am more active on that. But that is, I think, the way to go today. If you like, because having a following, having a personal brand will help you if you want to do a startup, if you want to launch a product, or if you want to sell something also. People will see that you are credible, you have been doing some good work, and they will they will follow up with you, they will help you succeed in doing whatever you want to do. So I think that is very important. And yeah, I think that is why we need an active personal branding and active social media presence.
Absolutely. Personal branding is very, very important, and all the points that you touched upon are really very important, especially when you are in that phase of being a student, and it's important in any phase of your career more so where you are right now, actually, because as you said, your Git and all of these are your extended resume. You should have actually being in development. Those are the essentials, actually. Gone are the days when it was only a resume that you carry. Now it is different. Okay, Sangeeta, what do you have to say on that? We are running out of time, so I would request you to just be a little quick in your answers, actually, so that we can have everybody talk over all the questions. What is your take on this?
uh, Take on the social media. So, social media, as Vaishnavi already said, it provides us with very great opportunities to find the job of your dream, like compared to other traditional job search methods. Through social media, we can connect to thousands of people of the same industry we want to pursue, and it helps open doors of our careers. It also like gives us access to a huge pool of companies that may be interested in hiring us, and it allows us to showcase what's more than our resume and our showcase our expertise to these companies. So on like 3 points I want to highlight for what social media gives us. It's about advertising ourselves. The more than 82% of organizations depend on social media to find out and recruit candidates which are not currently looking for a job. Other thing is LinkedIn, like as Vaishnavi said, LinkedIn is a place where we can show more of ourselves which are more than our resume, like what are the projects we are making, what are the fields we are working on, what are the current challenges we are pursuing. And the third but the most important place is finding job opportunities. So social media allows us to find the open job opportunities and also help the recruiters or hirers to find us positions like us. So yeah, this is my take on social media presence.
Cannot be overemphasized, because that is where you are and that is where you get to network with so many people, actually, especially if you want to bring somebody to your community to get them to talk or something. You should be able to know how to connect with them, isn't it?
Yes.
So, and that is what you can amplify with by being connected on social media. So very well said. So, if you remember today, there was this Google for India event in the morning. It was called Women Will. I am not sure how many of you have seen that, but here Smriti Irani, our Minister for Women and Child Welfare, she quoted saying that I call upon you to come together to build a future uh, where we can all be proud of, a future where no daughter of ours is shackled by burdens of her gender. So I would want to touch on this question of gender discrimination. Did any of you have this actually, where do you think it has been easy for girls at any time, actually, when it comes to opportunities in developer communities? What is your take on this? Avani, would you want to take this first?
Yes, ma'am, definitely. No, like in my point, it was direct, like it many opportunities I had gained, and it was said that you are a girl, na, that's why you deserve it. And it really hurts, to be very honest, it really hurts because right now in our society, we are so much comparing and we are so much highlighting this girl education that every time a girl is having something in her hands, it is automatically said that yes, she was a girl and that's why she deserves. Like I want to say that come on, there are so many opportunities in armies and at various stuffs where it is directly only for boys, and we never say that thing that it is only for boys. But because of this thing and like it is for girls and all that stuff, like we had done the same, we have gone through on the same process, whether it is a DSC or any other platform. We had filled the application form, we had made the video, and we had gone through the interview of same like same time which is in boy has been. So how it is like, because we are girl and we have that thing, so yeah, it is an immense, like yes, it is a thing where it irritates, but at the second point it automatically gives us a certain type of like confidence and like motivation also, because to all those who said this thing, we always have to like be in a motivation or to prove them out that no, we were the one who deserves and that's why we are. uh, could say that this proving once is a wrong thing, but it automatically pushes up on the top, and that's why I guess might be because of this thing only, almost in all the sectors girls are actually on the top.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, we can't negate everyone, but we have to go ahead. See, today if we are here, there is somebody who took that first step. It was zero actually. Somebody who stood by all this criticism and all that. Lot of women have set the path for us for us to be here today, isn't it? And if there are some comments like this, it's okay actually. There it is. You can take pride that we are being the first timers actually. We are setting the path for a lot more to come. So very good on that.
Yes.
Last year, what do you want to add to this actually?
Yes, ma'am. So I think this is a very important question because a lot of girls do consider this to be a serious statement. But before I say anything, I would like to quote one specific line which Sheryl Sandberg has stated, which is, "In the future, there will be no female leaders. There will just be leaders." Which means that you don't require the tag female anywhere, because we're equality is something that is very basic and we shouldn't be asking for it. So the very need that we are fighting for women rights, or fighting or putting a tag female beside something, shows that there is a need for women representation, or there is a need that women want to do something, and we're deprived of something. And secondly, the other day, I mean on the first day of Women's Week, Nidhi ma'am had mentioned that when she was studying long ago, like probably more than 20 years ago, while she was studying, she was the only girl in a class of 33 boys. So that shows how much we need girl representation. And I'm pretty sure here most of the colleges which are co-ed have less representation of girls in their classes. So we are striving. It's not that we're less talented. It's not that we're taking up something that is not ours and are striving hard, or coming to this position. So the very fact that when guys feel that we're taking something away from them and are willing to trying to do something, is, I don't think that is logical, because we're trying to grow equally here. And there are a lot of, I would like to throw some light on this, that there are a lot of guys who are allies, who understand that there is women representation needed at every point of at every place. But I think that also starts from home, because when you typically see your father take up responsibility, or try to figure out something even though he doesn't know how to do it, and usually your mom doesn't tend to do it, girls usually don't tend to figure out stuff. I would strongly suggest to all young girls out there, if you don't know anything, figure it out. Don't become dependent on somebody, be it your father, your brother, or anybody who's going to help you out. Because guys do it because we've seen a lot of times that our brothers or our dads or anybody who's a guy in our family gets to face things strongly, rather than giving responsibility to a girl, starting from smaller tasks at home, by going out or something like that. So I would say own up and take more responsibility, and that's how girls will grow. And that will definitely show and reflect when you actually go to college, or in your workplace, or anywhere. So that is one strong suggestion I would like to give to all the young girls out there. Don't be dependent. Don't be afraid to take that step into that one thing which you probably are very skeptical of doing, and that is where actually now, if I have to come back to the statements that guys say that you're a girl, so you got it easy or something like that, I think both of us, women and men, we don't just see each other in each other's shoes. Like, I think we have to put ourselves in their shoes and try to understand why they're behaving that way. And when I start talking to my dad, I start talking to my brother, it should start from home. I start telling them what I am feeling every day, at workplace, or I'm getting discriminated at every step, and I have to try extra hard to reach where I am right now. And that's when they actually understand and put themselves in our shoes and try to understand. Unless and until somebody goes to them and tells them what they're feeling, how will they be able to put themselves in our shoes?
Because obviously, if I get a women quota seat or something, it is their natural instinct to actually think that, probably, why is she getting a thing that I am not getting? So that is a human instinct, I feel. But they should be knowing the other side of the story, for which we need more, awareness. And in fact, I believe that guys would have to listen to such events where women talk about inequality and gender representation, because they are the ones who have to get awareness rather than girls in this field, because we are striving hard, but they need to understand why we are striving hard to create an equal balance, is what I feel. So, yeah.
Absolutely. So very well said, actually. I could not agree more, actually. So very well said. They are allies, and it is all of us together actually have to make change. So, as you said, we have to have leaders, not women leaders. So, once we go out beyond the tagging, actually, that is when it's like it's all there for us. We, again, on our behalf, we will keep striving to get better. I'm sure we have come a long way. As you said, actually, from where that she was talking about 1 in 33, today you're like much more, isn't it? So that's a great starting point for us, actually. We have come a long way, and there is still a long way to go. So let us see, actually.
And ma'am, I would like to highlight those men who are in our family, or be it your father, your brother, or your workspace, where the men are actually, pushing you forward and are encouraging you, and to understand what you have been through. I would really like to give a shout out to them, because guys, you make this world a better place for women and make our journey. So yes, that is one thing I wanted to say. Thank you.
Absolutely. And if there is one thing we want others to know, it is not like we are talking against, boys or men, actually, because they are with us, because they are giving that support in every form. Like you said, brothers, fathers, uncles, aunts, grandpas, because they have emphasized the importance of education, of supporting us, actually, in some way or the other, we are here today, and we are able to help a lot more women. So, very well said, actually. Thank you so much for saying that. Again, I would quickly like to go over a few more questions. I'm not sure how much time we have, but I'm sure we are going to take every question. So please bear with me on this. So I would like to ask you, Palak, like being a leader in a lot of communities in your college, like how are you balancing academics and community work? Can you please quickly tell me about it? Tell us about it.
Yes, so a very simple answer to this question is how to manage your academics and other leadership activities that you do is prioritize. List down all the tasks that you have for the day and accordingly decide what you would want to do. And just remember one fact, that it is not always the bookish knowledge that will help us. We never know what experience we gain through these communities comes handy to us in our little small experiences of life. Sometimes we just feel hosting an event, what do we learn from that? But we don't know how much that experience impacts our life. So please make sure that, as much as I mentioned that academics are important, but also make sure to multitask and have a profile wherein you seem to handle leadership roles as well, because that is important. In life ahead, you will not read books and code. You'll have these experiences which will help you to go ahead. So between balancing work, the community work and academics, learn to handle both, learn to handle the pressure, and accordingly prioritize and do your work.
Wow. Very well said. Avani, what do you have to say on this?
Ma'am, I agree with this thing to correct that prioritization is thing. Many of the books says to-do list and like planning a day before, but to be very honest, it is really difficult because sometimes the things are pre-planned and sometimes it's like on like a 1 hour before that you have to do this thing and that thing. And that too on a different levels. Like if suppose I am leading 3 communities and I'm a part of 2 other communities also, it becomes very difficult for me at the same time. Like today is a women's day and I had to be present there for all. So at that moment prioritizing is the thing, but prioritizing things more on your situation would be much more better because ultimately it is you who is going to hand over all the things, who is going to be there for every responsibility. So my advice at this point will be like to prioritize things according to your way, like how the things are for you. Like might be it is important for the other person, but is not important for you. And if you are prioritizing at that point, it is of no use. So to give a time to the thing which is important for you is much more important. And like this thing is just the thing which you can do on your own. You can't take advice from any other person which thing is more important for you at that insane. Of course there is like you can have a suggestion, but the ultimate decision will be yours. And taking that thing to be like planning a day ki, oh my god, this meeting has been come very urgent, I won't take it will never happen, because you have to go there, you have to be present there. And might possible that there are some meetings which you don't want to take, but other wants to take, and other will be like scrolling you like chalo na please, let's go there. So you don't have to do that. Learn to say no to the things which are less important, and prioritize things like yes, there should be a time for your academics, there should be a time for your individual development, because in going through so many community things, and in going through so many things, we forget to think about ourselves. That is something I guess as a leader I learned so far, that there are sometimes I forget to do my own things, and I need to realize 2 days after, like, oh my god, this scholarship has been ended. These things has been happened with me many more times. So after these things, I had realized that you should have a separate time for your own self. That this is the personal growth time, because ultimately not everything will be with you. You need to take something or other from these communities. So yeah, prioritize things and take time for yourself, because that is the most important thing. If you are not growing, if you are not having any personal development, it is of no use to have so much of tags, because ultimately you are the one who have to sit in the interview and compete for the job. And if you are not able to succeed at that point, these all things will be ultimately useless automatically.
Yeah, so well said. Like as you said, actually, if you are prioritized with you at the center, perhaps I can rephrase it like that. And secondly, that me time where you focus on yourself, your development is so much essential. Just as I said that about the treadmill analogy, very true. Actually, we have to continuously keep, running at top speed to stay there. Actually, otherwise, as you said, lost opportunities and many losses we will face in many dimensions actually. So well said. So let us go to the next question. So Vanshika, I want to ask you, what message would you like to give your 17-year-old self actually?
All right. So it took me 21 years to be here on this platform, with extremely talented women DSC leads from all over India. So I would like to give a tip that, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So do not give up, realize your potential. When you find your sole purpose, just stay focused there. I'm a part of the developers community where I help so many students to learn and grow their skills with latest technologies and trends coming up. If you put in your mind to solve the hardest problems in the world, and you do it one step at a time, and you focus on being intellectually fierce and relentless, you can build a community that can be scaled globally. So live in the present and make it so beautiful that it is worth remembering. This is the one advice I would like to give to all the budding leads coming up in the next cohort. Thank you.
Wow, all those words, I think they have to be framed because they are like so true and will be relevant for so much time to come actually. Very, very well said. uh, Ankita, what about what message would you like to give your 17-year-old self actually?
Okay, so when we are 17-year-old, so like our mind is all over the place. Like we want to do this, we want to do that. We are passionate about everything. Like should I go for this or should I go for that? For many different things. For example, like sometimes I wanted to apply for swimming classes, sometimes I wanted to apply for coding classes, sometimes for dance classes. As we don't have usually have like one hobby, we have many of them. So, like, I just want to tell my 17-year-old self that when you like, it's okay to be, missed upon things, like, it's okay to be to not be a topper. It's okay to be miss out on gatherings, social gatherings with your friends. It's okay to have a FOMO. It's okay to do mistakes. It's okay to fail. It's okay to get rejected. It's okay to lose a friend, or it's okay to lose a particular opportunity. It's okay to not submit your assignment before the deadline, and it's all fine. Everything will work. You can still come out on the top if you if like, if you can do if you can grow yourself and you can do it good. Like, if like, there is no wrong or a right time to do things you are passionate about, and what you need is just one win, and you will be ready to conquer the world. You will be again be ready to be confident in yourself. You will be much more confident in yourself, and then you will know that yes, you can do it. What you need is just that one win, and you have to start over that. So it's okay to fail. It's okay to get distracted. It's okay to have time for your own self. It's okay, like, for all of the things to not work out in your own way. So, like, everything will work out. Just chill and take care of yourself and your health.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say we have to be gentle to ourselves actually. Don't take us so seriously. There are a lot more time that we can take it seriously actually. Right? And show some love to yourself. Enjoy the journey. Don't think about the destination all the time. Yes, we have to set our eyes on the goals, but yes, we have to equally enjoy the journey as well. And if we do that actually, then that is when you will get to gain more. So yeah, going to the next question, I would like to ask Nishtha actually. I know you read a lot of books, so any books that especially influenced you? Can you talk about it?
Yes, ma'am. I want to talk about this one special book. Before I talk a little bit about it, I want to, focus on the fact that how we see all these successful women around us today. Like, we are inspired by Grace Hopper. We're inspired by Anita Borg. We are inspired by so many women scientists who have, paved the path before us. But we also have to remember the scientists who compromised their academics to stand for the women to, so that we could have this opportunity today. And one such woman is Mary Mileva. She was the wife of Einstein, and was one of the first student in ETH Zurich, and the second woman to ever finish his study in the department of mathematics and physics. So her life itself is she is believed to be more intelligent than Einstein and have contributed to a lot of work of Einstein, but we never talk about her because as a woman her work was overshadowed by Einstein. And this book talks about that patriarchal society that existed in 1902, that most of our role models that are men that we see nowadays are being shaped by the women. And that was something that even I never thought about it. I see the men and I'm like, I'm inspired, I want to be like that. But when I read that book, when I understood, oh, this women contributed this much to the success of a man, I was shocked, I was surprised, and I felt ashamed that we don't know these history about different women. And so this book is very interesting. If anyone in I think every one of you should go and read it. It's called The Other Einstein by Mary Benedict. And one more thing, I would like to share a quote from the book itself. It says, so it's Midza's father talking to her, that Midza, you are like one of the objects in Newton's investigations. You tirelessly maintain your velocity through life, unless you are acted upon by an external force. I hope no outside force ever changes your velocity, and I hope no outside force ever changes any of our velocities. Thank you.
Yeah, nothing should change our velocity. We should keep going with full force, actually. I hope that for all of us. Yeah. So very well said. Thank you for that, Nishtha. Coming to the last question, actually, I want to ask you girls, actually, if there is one message that you want, and the audience to take from this 3-day event, that you girls so I would want you to go with it first, Palak.
Yes, ma'am. So, all of you girls out there, you have been attending these sessions by great panelists like industry experts, women who have achieved a lot. Even today, the panelists are so talented, each girl out here. But how would you benefit from this? Like, we see so much of talent everywhere. Do we even realize that how much of a talent we have? And it's okay, it's fine that we get inspired by each one of us here, but remember that wherever you are right now, you are at a good position. Just consistently keep working. You don't need to have many titles to tell yourself that you're successful. Your success is defined by you, and you do not have to have that fan job. So it's told, right, that we want the fan job, we want the Tesla house, the big house, the greatest position in a company. But what happens after we get this? The the last motive of all these things lies in the happiness, in our happiness and in our success, and that is defined by us. No title in this world after you get, you will be declared as successful. There is one after we achieve one thing, there is other thing that waits for us to be called as successful. So it's okay wherever you are right now. You are improving, you are consistently growing, and it's fine for you to not have these many big titles to be called successful. You are good in the way you are. Believe in yourself and keep going. And definitely, but be inspired from these people. But don't let these people's success, take your mental health down. You just have to be inspired. You don't have to compete. I want this position, otherwise my life is of no use. No. So yeah, keep it easy and all the best.
Oh my God, Palak, goosebumps all over. Actually, I can relate so much to this, and so very well said. Thank you so much for saying it. Actually, amazing. I don't have words to describe how well you put it. Thank you so much. Uh, Avani, would you like to go? How do you, if there is one message, what would it be? Your entire.
Surely, ma'am. Firstly, Palak has covered everything out there. But still, if I want to add something, I want to say that be loud, be confident in what you are. Don't actually compare yourselves with others. As Palak mentioned, might be the tendency to success varies from you to me and like to everyone. Some of us get success uh, earlier, where some takes a lot of time. Just learn from your failures. What are the things which needs to improve? Trust me, when we came on the front cameras, there is lot we learn from every session. I personally learn a lot from like every session. I write down those mistakes and I try to cover them out in the uh, next session. So be like that. Just note what you have done the wrong. Try to solve them out. Uh, people are people will say, but you just need to work hard, be loud, be bold, be confident, and be comfortable with the what you are doing, because that is something. If you are going out of the zone also, it would be difficult, but it would not be something which will hesitating you, which will be restricting you. If that thing is becoming toxic for you, leave that thing. There is nothing like to have those top companies and everything in your hand. You just need to do what makes you happy. The tendency, the success, the definition of success means different for everyone. So you should be comfortable in your zone rather than comparing yourself each day to any other person and making yourself lost and demotivating.
Wow, very well said. Again, okay, I would like to go ahead with Vaishnavi. Vaishnavi, how do you want to summarize these 3 days?
So what I'd like to say is like Okay, so Palak and Avni have covered it all mostly, and I would just like to add that you shouldn't compare your chapter 1 with someone else's chapter 10. This is a very this has been a very popular quote that has been going around, and I completely agree with it because I mean, even though you're of the same age, maybe someone of our age would be just starting right now their developer journey. So you shouldn't be a lot of people say that, okay, I am so late here, I should have started in first year, I should have started before that as well. So don't do that. Don't think that. It's better late than never. So if you're starting today, make sure that you're consistent with it and you go ahead without getting demotivated by the people around you. Those people are just for inspiration, and those people are just to, they just think of it as, okay, they have laid out the path for you, they have already tried it, so you can try that same thing, but you have to carve your own journey, you have to follow your own path, because there is no other way, there's no easy way to get something. There's we all of us, every single one of us has worked very very hard. I was not the kind of person who anyone would think that would be leading, because I was not good at academics, I was not good at coding either when I was small. I hated computer lab. I used to talk with my friends, I used to do other things during the computer labs when in school. But what I what inspired me was the people around me, the like-minded people that I met, and then eventually caring about others, caring about other people's empowerment is what inspired me to be a leader in the first place. And I think that is the one thing that has inspired all of us to do something well, because we see potential in people, that if we provide the proper resources, if we provide them with things that could help a person escalate in their own career. That is essentially why there are platforms like DSC, GDEs, JDGs. All of these things are there just for us to help other people in elevating other people, and that is essentially what our sentiment is at the end of the day, and it should be yours as well. But don't lose yourself in that sentiment, because I have lost myself in that sentiment many many times. I've lost myself in community work and not paying attention to myself. And I think what Avni said has been very relatable. Like, it was very relatable. Even Ankita pointed out certain things which were very relatable to what I have experienced firsthand. And I'm very, very inspired by all of you and all of the panelists that we've had in the past 3 days. So thank you so much for having me, and also providing me the opportunity to listen to you all and learn from you all at the end of the day. So thank you so much. That is what I would like to say. So yeah.
Yes, very inspiring and insightful sessions and perspectives here. So yeah, true. So yeah, how would you want to wrap it up, Sakshi? In a few words, because yeah, there's not much time, but I still want to take each one of yours.
Ma'am, my short takeaway from the 3 days event would be, first of all, beauty does not define you. Your smartness, your intelligent, and how humble and down to earth you are is actually a definition of a lady. And of course, self care, self love, and being fit is very important. And that is one more takeaway. So yeah, this is what I would suggest the upcoming girls out
So
there.
short and so sweet and so apt. Very well said. Uh, Chanchal, what do you have to say on this? How would you
Yep.
put together the entire 3 day event actually? How would you
So
like?
yes, there is a very nice quote that I have seen. Like, leaders are made; they are not born. So they are made by hard effort, which is the price which all of us must pay to achieve any goal which is worthwhile.
So this was the my like advice to all of you, that leaders are like doesn't born, they have to like make their leadership skills strong. So yeah, keep it up and all the best for upcoming DSC leads.
Thank you so much. Lasya, what is your take? How would you summarize?
Okay, so the past 3 days have been really amazing, especially for me as well, because they've been very inspiring, all the panelists. So if there is one thing that I would like to tell the younger girls out there, is that please try being independent. It can start from as small as driving to your college on your own, or doing your bank things on your own. It will never, you will obviously have to ask help for the first time, but the next time when you start doing them by yourself, that's when you gain a lot of confidence. You gain confidence that you don't require someone to do a specific task, and that will go a long way. It will reflect back. So start doing, even if it's a small thing, start reflecting that attitude on everything that you do, because it will enable you to think independently when you come across a problem or something like that. So that would be the first thing. And second thing is, explore uh, hell lot of opportunities, be whatever your domain is. Explore. You should be knowing the maximum out of about your domain, and you will come across a lot of guys and girls who know more than what you know. Don't take that as a don't take that as criticism. Instead, it's an opportunity for you to interact with them, or just improve yourself when you can compare with them and grow. Because once you start exploring and start growing, right, you will see people who are behind you, who are walking your way, trying to explore the things that you have done. So I would say, don't stop learning and exploring your respective domain, because that will just push you backwards, and you'll automatically gain confidence when you become independent and explore. That is when you will you can be full fledged with your own self, and you gain confidence. And my final thing is, stand up for fellow women, because you never know who needs these words of support. And all of us know that women everywhere are subjected to some kind of discrimination or criticism or some kind of problems. So when you have been a part of one, please spread love and kindness and stand up to fellow women for sure. That's it. Thank you.
Wow, so very well summarized. Uh, Sangeeta, what do you have to say? How would you like to summarize this 3-day event?
Personally speaking, I would like to say that trust your efforts. There may be a day when your efforts will show you what have you done. Believe in yourself. There may be days when you will not achieve success, but you will learn from your experience and learn from why you have failed, and in the next effort that you make, you will not fail. So what I learned from these 3 days is learn from experiences, learn network as much as possible because it's very important, and believe in yourself.
Wow. Nishtha, what do you have to say? How would you like to summarize these 3 days of learnings?
Well, I mean, all of the ladies here mentioned all of the things, but one thing that I want to stress upon is comparison. Comparison, as again, like I mentioned that earlier as well, it exists here. It's your imagination. It doesn't exist in reality. And we've had awesome panelists in this 3D event, but always remember that those panelists were like you and me, and they started somewhere. So just start your journey today and think of long term goals. Don't think of what will happen in 1 month. Think of what will happen if I will keep doing this consistently in 5 years. Consistency is the key. Hard work is nothing, but consistency is the key. If you're consistent, there's nothing that you cannot achieve. So, and other than that, there is nothing in this world that is, important than your health. Nothing. Not even the stress of not getting that job, not even the stress of not getting those perfect grades. So take care of yourself, your mental health. And I know that when the wild times, but this is what I want you to see, that nothing matters than your own health. Prioritize that. Thank you.
So very well said, Nishtha. Thank you so much. Ankita, can we have you summarize, please?
So first thing I just want to say is that, as Lasa said, like we have to be independent and we have to start somewhere, like going to college by our own, or doing our bank statements or anything like that. So I'm taking this one thing from her, this one learning from her. And the second thing I want to say is that, as Nishtha said, that every expert is once a beginner. So they were once a beginner. So like even though you are a late person, you think you are late than your other friends or other classmates, it's fine, you will get there, you will eventually get there, you will be expertise in your domain. Just start, and as Nishta also said, that be consistent and just take time out for yourself, take breaks, just don't burn out yourself, because health is the most important thing. And I'm just not talking about physical health, but the mental health also is very important. Your friends are very important, your family is important. Don't just like stop going to social gatherings, or don't just stop meeting friends because you have work, you are leading different communities, or you have your homework, or you have to get that job. Just don't stop that. Be social also, meet that friend, call that friend, and also manage all of the things together. So that's just I want to say.
Wow, such words of wisdom. Okay, and here you go, Vanshika, please. Uh, if there is one way that you want, one message that you want the audience to take back, what would that be?
So I would like to say that, as it is said that a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. No matter how hard your past was, you can always begin again. Make your each day a masterpiece. Ensure that you do things differently from others. So if you want to be happy, set goals that commence your thoughts, liberates your energy and grow your hopes. Because कहते हैं ना कि लहरों से डरकर नौका पार नहीं होती, लहरों से डरकर नौका पार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती.
Wow,
Yeah.
so well said. So, girls, that was an amazing session. I was so delighted. I enjoyed every bit of it. I cannot tell you how much of learning I personally have had actually. Looking at your words of wisdom, your perspective towards various things and all, I personally had a lot of learnings as well. And I'm sure the audience, especially a lot of from your colleges and all that, and everybody who are looking at it and will look at it later actually, they will have lots of learnings from this that they're going to take back home. I personally have really enjoyed every bit of this session. More so, actually, I would like to say there is this feeling of helping others in all of you that I saw, which is, that passion is coming out through every word that you're saying. And God bless you, actually. I hope you get all the positivity, all the energy to keep the spirit, keep going on with this. Also, I see, how you have to compete with yourself, enjoy your learning. I think these are some of the takeaways that I heard everybody reiterate. So I just want to say, have the courage to create something awesome. Don't be, don't limit yourself in every way, and keep up the best spirits, keep up the best work that you always do. Be proud of yourself. Thank you so much for this awesome session. Bye-bye. Happy Women's Day yet again.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming in our session. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me over.
Thank you so much.